Hi everybody, we are going to be combining text and images using layer masks. And we can create something that looks similar to this with this effect. Now I'm going to show you one way to do this. There are advantages and disadvantages to doing it this way. And there's lots more that you can do with it than just what I'm showing you, but here's some of the basics. To start, I want you to go ahead and go File, New. We're going to start a new canvas, and I'm making my canvas custom because I want it to fit on a piece of US paper, but I actually want the paper to be horizontal or landscape. So I'm going to reverse these so that my paper is 11 inches in width and 8.5 inches in height, and I'm going to press OK. The first thing that I'm going to do is take my type tool right down here, and I'm choosing to use the horizontal type tool. And I am going to click here and write the word ocean. I can move my text around, and if I want to, with the move tool, and if I want to edit my text, change the font, change the size, change the color, I need to come back to my type tool down here and highlight my text. Okay? And then here I can change the color, and I can press the check mark. I can highlight it again, and I can change the font, and I have all of these to choose from. For this project, I would stick with something that has a bit of a thicker font. I think you're going to do a little better with that for what we are trying to accomplish here. So I'm going to scroll through and select one. I don't love that one. Let's see. Let's do this one right here. And then we looked at this character panel over here. We have a couple other things that we can continue to manipulate. One of them is tracking. You can slide or change the spacing between your letters. And for this one, I kind of want to stretch my letters out because that's just the look that I'm going for. Okay, I'm going to collapse that and press the check mark. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my text, and I'm actually going to change it to white, which don't panic, your text is still there. And I'm going to File, Place an Image. And I can by holding down the Shift key and using our transformation handles here, I can resize this image of the ocean so that it better fits my canvas. And I'll press return when that's finished. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to select my text. I could use a selection tool like my magic wand tool or my quick selection tool, but what I think is easier in this case is holding down the command key and clicking on the T of my text layer. Now, I know that this is a text layer because it has this T here, okay? If I hold down my command key, you can see that I get this little hand with a little box with the marching ants around it. That's going to clue me in that if I click this, I'm going to now select my text. And you can tell that it's selected because I have the marching ants. Now the next thing that I can do is go ahead and hit my layer mask button right down here. It's below our layers panel. It's in the bottom of our layers panel. It's right here. And what I've done is I've put a mask over everything except for the white letters that were selected. Now the really cool thing about a mask is that I can continue to manipulate this mask. I can take a brush tool, And I'm going to go back to my basic brushes. I can take a brush tool here, and if I draw in white, or rather paint in white, I am editing this mask. You can see this is my image and this is my mask. And anywhere where I paint white, I'm going to reveal more of my image. Or another way to say it is I'm going to take away part of my mask. And you'll see over here, my mask has actually been edited. Photoshop gives us this little thumbnail. Let's say I did too much, I went a little too far. I can inverse my foreground and background, and now I'm painting with black. And by painting with black, I'm adding back part of my mask. Okay? I can also change the opacity of my brush. I'm going to go back to painting with white, and I'm going to get a really fuzzy looking brush here, and I'm going to change the opacity of my brush, and I'm going to make my brush really big. And when I do this, what you can see here is that on my layer mask I'm getting gray, and that's because some of my image is showing through, but not all. And I'll show you a finished one I have over here. All right.